Morning everybody, lovely to see you all. We have our Deputy Director, or one of our Deputy Directors from the Future Farming Countryside Programme, Fiona, here today, and she's going to give you our initial welcome.
One thing I really wanted to emphasise is how we use that knowledge and that learning to inform all of our policy design across the piece. So really just like to emphasise how grateful we are for your time and your commitment that you're putting into the pilot.
In that team now, we've got lots of experience about how existing schemes have run. We're developing the new offer and we're learning all the time from what's happening in the SFI Pilot and the test and trial space. So lots of really good experience to help us really make our new offers work really well for everyone. The next thing to say is thank you for taking part in the pilot. So you really are trailblazing the way for others that will follow you. And everything that you're doing and everything that we're learning will make the SFI scheme better.
So what were we looking to get out of today? What's working, what's not quite working, and some of the solutions that you've provided us. So I know we've had some workshops recently with some of you on some of the standards, looking at some of the issues that we have faced, and then we share that learning with you to say, this is what we've done, this is what we've heard from you, and this is how that learning has helped change.
What we now want to do is just give you a bit of a flavour of how what we've learned from you so far has already impacted the new schemes and the development of the new schemes. So in the live scheme, we've tried to make the standards less prescriptive and make it very clear that what we've put there is mandatory. So what is there needs to be done, but if it's not in there, then it's not mandatory. So we've tried to make that very, very clear. So your feedback is making quite a difference to the scheme, and there are some significant changes to the main scheme that have come as a result of pilot feedback.
Talking to many farmers who actually have applied for the SFI, takes them about 20 minutes, and most of them are doing a lot of the standards in intermediate or basic. It's free money for doing stuff we should be doing anyway, so it's really good. What I'd like to echo is a thank you to all you lot and all the other pilot farmers for doing all the hard work to make our lives as farmers easier. And I'm fairly hopeful in what's coming. It is a lot. I'm lucky enough to have the Minister on the farm on Monday morning, and what he was saying is quite encouraging. But actually, I think that they've got an understanding of what they need to deliver.
So our SFI pilot started in March, 2,200 hectares in the arable and horticultural land at introductory level. So the positives we've found so far. The flexibility of the scheme compared with other schemes is a bonus for us. As I've just mentioned, the close fit to our current and planned farming methods. The fact that we can layer the standards and have that payment across all of our land up the income levels. I've enjoyed the feeling of contributing to co-design. I think it's fairly obvious that we need to protect these landscapes, and it's nice to have the funding to do that.
Our farm is a large cereal farm, large for the area, the Chiltern Hills, lots of steep slopes and chalky and flinty fields. So we're farming about 900 hectares, about 2,200 acres, mostly continuous wheat, a lot of continuous milling wheat. So first of all, I thought to start with, why the SFI Pilot? Really, we felt that we wanted to try and make a difference. So this was October last year. This was the first time that we'd actually, I think it was one of the first times we'd had a cover crop on the farm as a result of the pilot. So this is all part of the pilot, trying to do techniques and things that we might not have done otherwise. Originally, the cover crops talked about having a green cover in from September until February. Well, Charlie said there's no way that we would do that because we want to plant a winter crop. So as a result of that, the standard slightly changed off the back of that feedback, in that it's planting a winter crop counts as a green cover, so that will go through the cover crop. So you're maintaining that soil cover, which is achieving what the standard set out to achieve, and delivering these environmental benefits. Incredibly complex, but thank you for persevering. And I think this room full here, and I'm sure you found in your other events, that this industry is up for the challenge, and we look forward to continue working with you. Thank you very much.
Whatever it is, and being able to sort of take on the changes, really, you put a historical figure.
I think coming to an event like this again would be useful. And also, as I mentioned to some people earlier, I mean, I'm fortunate enough to bump into Tom. I know Tom. I didn't know he was actually a pilot till today, which is great.
He measured the whole thing with a digital, GPS type of thing that by the meter exactly. And you know what happened at the end? And basically achieved the higher standard.
There is clear distinction between pilot and the full-fledged scheme.
But if you've got it written down,
but
send it out.
You just want that extra reassurance from Defra that this is your contractual for this piece of land on the pilot.
Yeah, and can we actually do anything with it? Because as you say, we're all spending a lot of money doing it, yeah, and we're getting paid for that, but what is the actual cost benefit of doing that?
Well, I just view it as a long-term project. But organic matter takes so long to actually alter and build up.
I think like a space where you can debate different methods would be
The difficult thing with agriculture and farmers is that every single farmer is different.
every single field is different.
Yeah.
Every different year is different with the weather.
Yeah, it is.
There's so many variables. No one's going to agree.
No, they aren't. No.
On everything.
No.
It was nice to meet other farmers who have questions that you might not have thought of, but I think it fleshed out the attitude of the scheme more for me, and I think it was helpful.
It's quite useful to get into the same room as like-minded farmers, because we're all have an environmental bent of some description to be in the pilot scheme at all.
Thank you very much again for coming, and we hope to see you all soon.
Yeah, I think it was a very good meeting. It's going to be quite what I'm finding is very interesting. We've been in it from the start, and we're trying to mould the scheme, or help mould the scheme in the right direction. And what we have now, or what we've started with, how much difference and what we'll have in 3 years' time or 5 years' time will be very interesting.